you can own a house entirely for 20 years, yet the court may transfer 50% of the house to your spouse when you are going through a divorce. You may ask why. Our law value more than the receipts. By the way, if we are meeting for the first time, my name is Uraya Chikwetu. I am a legal practitioner based in Harare, Zimbabwe. Welcome to Global Justice Talk, a channel where we share information about the law which we believe can assist victims of injustice and unfairness to find their way back to a happy and a peaceful life. In this video, I'm going to share with you the legal principles that the courts in Zimbabwe apply when they divide assets or property between spouses who are going through a divorce. So I encourage you to stay tuned and watch the whole video so that you can get all the insights concerning this subject matter. Some of you may be wondering, why would a court transfer property from its owner or from a registered owner of the property to someone who is not a registered owner? There is a legal principle that applies to all marriages, which is out of community of property. That legal principle is the default position, but Section 7 of the Matrimonial Causes Act is the powerhouse. The court's duty is not to look at the title deed, but to fix an imbalance. And that's why you find that the Supreme Court, in its decision in the case of Gonye versus Gonye, it emphasized the point that you cannot attach a monetary value to a well-run home, but you can assign a share of assets. But you can assign a share of assets. It's a very important point that we must look at. What this simply means is that the court will look at the contribution by all the parties. While at least one of the spouses may be regarded as the engine, that is the engine that is earning income in the home, the other spouse may be regarded as the oil which is running the home. And from that analog, you can actually pick that the car cannot move without both parties, or without these two materials, the engine and the oil. The engine needs the oil needs the engine. So that's the principle that the courts will look at, will apply when they try to divide property between divorcing spouses. Added to this principle is the need to create a soft landing for one of the parties. You notice that our law tries to prevent a situation where there is a cliff edge drop of the living standard of one of the spouses who would have sacrificed career growth for the benefit of the family. So in other words, the court is trying to ensure that the standard of living of one of the spouses who was caring for the family is not jeopardized as a result of the divorce action. So that's why you find that the courts favor transfer of property over maintenance. The court can give a spouse a house as opposed to a promise of monthly payment of maintenance, because a house can help to create stability, whereas monthly payments of maintenance may create conflicts between the parties. So the courts favor peace and stability over conflict, expecting a spouse to regularly pay monthly maintenance payments will create conflicts in that the parties will always interact on a regular basis. Whereas if the court employ a clean break principle, it simply awards one of the spouses a share of the assets that has been acquired by one of the spouses during the subsistence of the marriage, hence creating stability in the relationship between the two parties. In Zimbabwe, the law has shifted from who has paid to who has contributed. If you are going through, or if you are navigating through the same situation that I have described above, I encourage you not to look at the bank statement, but to look at the life that we have built together as spouses, so that uh, you cannot expect to have a lion's share of the life you have built together, because our legal principles uh, our legal principles provided for in section 7 of the Matrimonial Causes Act um, look at the contribution, or look at trying to fix the imbalance between the two spouses. Yes, I agree that the default position is that marriage in Zimbabwe are out of community of property, and what you have acquired as a spouse during the subsistence of the marriage is yours. But what is clear from this legal principle is that um, out of community of property uh, are the rules that apply when things are working well. When things are not working well, when you are no longer agreeing, the principles that the courts are going to apply are found in Section 7 of the Matrimonial Causes Act. So, what do you need to do in order to avoid a situation where your property is transferred to your spouse more than 50%, or whatever percentage that the court may declare? If you didn't want that to happen, what must you do during the subsistence of the marriage, or during the peaceful existence between yourself and your spouse? What I encourage you to do is to consider the establishment of a family trust. A family trust may try to help you avoid the effects of Matrimonial Causes Act. I think with that, uh, you will be able to alleviate your situation. Thank you so much for watching. I encourage you to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and share the video with your friends so that YouTube can share this video with a larger audience. Thank you.